Florida ends vaccine mandates, China flexes its military might, and a new bill could ban members of Congress from trading stocks. Plus, a UK writer's arrest ignites a free speech fight. Mathematicians weigh in on your Powerball picks, and plumbers say this one thing is your pipe's worst nightmare. And here's today's trivia question. What is 1/60th of a second called? I have no clue, so we'll find out at the end of the show together. It's Thursday, September 4th. This is the Flyover Podcast. Welcome to the Flyover Podcast, taking you above the noise for an unbiased, high-altitude view of today's headlines with daily coverage that's honest and refreshing. Let's cruise the news and land the facts. Good morning, happy Thursday, and welcome back to the Flyover Podcast. I'm your weekday host, Ayla Brown. We have a lot of new YouTube subscribers, so if you're watching us on that platform, hello and thank you. Don't worry, Spotify and Apple Podcast listeners, we appreciate you all too. Let's take off with the biggest headlines of the day. Florida officials say the state will eliminate all vaccine mandates, including those for school children. Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo and Governor Ron DeSantis argued that families, not the government, should decide which vaccines to take. Florida currently requires immunizations like DTaP, polio, hepatitis B for preschool entry, but those will now shift to voluntary guidance. Meanwhile, on the West Coast, California, Oregon, and Washington formed their own health alliance to issue separate vaccine guidelines, citing distrust in federal policy under Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. If you live in Florida and are subscribed to the Florida Flyover written edition, you'll find more details about this story there. While you're there, you will also learn about what former House Speaker is running for Florida governor. By the way, we have 9 state email editions that go out to readers each and every morning. Learn more at jointheflyover.com. Next, lawmakers in Washington are taking aim at stock trading in Congress. A bipartisan group introduced the Restore Trust in Congress Act on Wednesday, which would ban members of Congress and their families from trading individual stocks. The bill comes after years of criticism that lawmakers were using insider knowledge to profit, creating major conflicts of interest. It would also carry steep fines for anyone who breaks the rules. Supporters say they'll push for a vote this month, with one lawmaker quipping, quote, "If you want a day trade, leave Congress," and another adding, quote, "Congress is not a casino." And lastly, China rolled out its biggest military parade ever in Beijing, showcasing its full nuclear land, sea, and air capabilities for the first time. President Xi Jinping was joined by Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un in a rare public show of alignment. New weapons included intercontinental missiles, submarine drones, and even 4-legged robot wolves. President Trump blasted the gathering as a conspiracy against the U.S., though the Kremlin dismissed his claims. At one point, Putin and Xi were overheard on a hot mic casually talking about biotechnology and whether humans could live to 150 or even forever. Here are your top political headlines. A federal appeals court has ruled against President Trump's use of the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to deport Venezuelan gang members by labeling them part of an invasion. The 2-1 decision said the centuries-old law doesn't give the president blanket authority to deport foreign nationals in peacetime, setting up what could become a Supreme Court fight. Republican Congressman Thomas Massie has filed a petition to force a vote on releasing all Justice Department files related to Jeffrey Epstein. GOP leadership is against the move, saying it could expose sensitive information, but Massie argues that transparency is more important than political concerns. To succeed, the petition will need signatures from a majority of House members, which is a steep climb. And President Trump says New Orleans could be the next city targeted in his federal crime crackdown. Unlike Chicago, Baltimore, and D.C., Louisiana has a Republican governor, so this would mark the first time the crackdown extends beyond Democratic-led cities. Local leaders say they're waiting for specifics before responding, but President Trump hinted at using federal agents similar to what's been deployed in other cities. Do you want to look in the mirror and see a plump, hydrated glow instead of fine lines and wrinkles? Discover Native Path Collagen, made with only type 1 and 3 collagen fibers, the two most important types that make up 90% of the collagen in your body. Found in your cartilage, bone, skin, hair, nails, and guts, type 1 and 3 provide maximum benefits without the need for unnecessary fillers. Native Path Collagen is a single-ingredient formula with no fillers, additives, or artificial sweeteners. Plus, it's third-party tested for heavy metals, ensuring purity and safety. Completely flavorless Native Path Collagen can be added to anything: coffee, smoothies, soups, you name it. And the best part, they offer amazing bundle deals, which I have personally taken advantage of. With this special link, you can get 3 or 6 packs at a fraction of the price of other brands. Over 4 million jars sold, 1 million happy customers, 8,000 5-star reviews, and a 365-day no-risk guarantee. You ready to learn more? Go to getnativepathcollagen.com/flyover to get yours today, or click the link in the show notes below. Here are some extra stories for listeners of the Flyover podcast. You're not going to find these in the email edition. In the UK, a well-known comedy writer was arrested over social media posts about transgender people. Grant Lynham, creator of the sitcom Father Ted, was taken into custody at Heathrow after comments some viewed as inciting violence. He insists they were satirical. The arrest has sparked a free speech debate, with supporters like J.K. Rowling calling it excessive, while others argue it highlights the danger of harmful online rhetoric. Next, with the Powerball jackpot soaring to $1.4 billion, mathematicians say there's no real way to hack the odds. Darn. But they do suggest skipping birthdays and lucky numbers, which more people tend to play. Random picks give you a better shot at not splitting the pot if you do win. And experts say whatever you do not choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turns out that combo gets picked a lot more than you'd think. And plumbers have a PSA for you. Do not pour boiling water down your drain. The heat can warp and crack PVC pipes, leading to leaks or clogs, especially in older or cold weather systems. A safer bet? Use a drain snake, a cleaner made for maintenance, or even a hairdryer for frozen pipes instead of extreme heat, okay? Coming up, football kicks off. A French teen stuns scientists with her memory and a close call for United Airlines in San Francisco. Those stories and more are coming right up. In finance, a new labor report shows job openings have fallen to 7.18 million in July, the lowest level since the pandemic. That's down from a peak of over 12 million openings in 2022, a sign that the red-hot job market is finally cooling as employers pull back on hiring. ConocoPhillips announced it plans to lay off up to 25% of its workforce, which could mean thousands of jobs lost. The energy giant says it's part of a company-wide cost-cutting push as oil prices remain volatile and demand outlooks shift. And Macy's just posted its strongest in-store sales growth in 3 years. The retailer credits the jump to remodeled locations and the continued strength of its upscale Bloomingdale's brand. Still, analysts say Macy's is facing pressure from online competitors and shifting shopping habits heading into the holiday season. Here is your stock market update. Markets were mixed yesterday. On Wednesday, the Nasdaq led the way, up just over 1%, while the S&P 500 gained about 0.5%. The Dow, though, slipped slightly into the red. Bitcoin climbed nearly 1%, and gold kept its rally going, jumping almost 2% to more than $3,600 an ounce. The big mover of the day was Alphabet, Google's parent company, up 9% after a federal judge ruled it could keep its Chrome browser in an ongoing antitrust case. In sports, the NFL season kicks off tonight with a big rivalry. The defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles host the Dallas Cowboys. Odds makers had the Eagles favored by 8.5 points on Wednesday, and the game is expected to draw one of the league's largest opening night audiences in years. Will you be watching? At the U.S. Open, Novak Djokovic, advanced to the semifinals after beating American Taylor Fritz. Fritz was the last U.S. man left in the draw, while Djokovic now moves on to face world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz in a matchup many fans are calling the true final. Shohei Ohtani added another jaw-dropping stat to his resume. The Dodgers star crushed a home run against the Pirates that left his bat at 120 miles per hour, ranking among the hardest hit balls ever recorded in Major League Baseball. Dang. And in the NBA, the LA Clippers are under investigation for possible salary cap violations. League officials are looking into whether the team offered off-the-books perks to lure Kawhi Leonard when he joined in 2019, which could result in fines or the loss of draft picks if proven true. For more details on this developing story, read about it in the show notes. In science and technology, a new study from the University of Washington says most people don't want humanoid robots in their homes. Participants describe the machines as bulky, unsettling, and unnecessary, saying they'd rather have useful task-focused gadgets than a robot roommate. Researchers say this challenges tech companies that are heavily investing in lifelike robot designs. So let's do our own little poll. Would you want a robot to live in your home? Leave a comment below. Next, in France, doctors have documented an extraordinary case of hyperthymia, a rare condition of near-perfect memory. A 17-year-old girl can vividly relive her past experiences and even project herself into imagined future events with striking realism. Fewer than 100 cases have ever been recorded worldwide, making her story an important addition for neuroscience research. And a massive global study involving over 14 million people found that spouses often share similarities across 9 psychiatric disorders. Researchers point to assortative mating, where people choose partners with similar traits, as a likely factor. They warn this could contribute to the intergenerational transmission of mental health risks. Read more about this in the show notes below. Here are some other stories that we just thought you should know about today. 2 United Airlines planes clipped tails Monday night at San Francisco International Airport. One jet was being pushed back from the gate when it struck another parked aircraft. No one was hurt, and delays were minor, but the FAA is investigating how it happened. A rare golden retriever Bernese Mountain Dog mix has gone viral for its picture-perfect looks. Videos of the fluffy regal pup have racked up millions of views online, with fans swooning over what they call the dream dog combination of both breeds. Do you want to see this adorable dog? You can in today's show notes. And Buffalo Bills wide receiver Khalil Shakir is making headlines off the field. Speaking of dogs, he and his wife saved 19 dogs from being euthanized at a local shelter by relocating them to a no-kill facility. Since May, the couple has helped rescue 35 dogs, showing their commitment to animal welfare. Here are the results of yesterday's poll. Have you ever seen dolphins in the wild? 68% of you said yes, 22% said no, and 10% said not sure. Maybe it was like a squid or something. What did you see in the water if you weren't sure? Thank you so much to everyone who voted. And here's today's poll question. How many TV sets are in your home right now? Is it 1, 2 or 3, 4 or 5? More than 5, or none? I don't watch TV. Or maybe it's something else. There's an other you can vote for as well. In our family, we have 4 in our house, but we only watch TV from 2 of them primarily, the one in our living room and the one in our bedroom. But dang, if you have more than 5 TVs, you either have a really big house or you just love watching the Flyover podcast on YouTube every morning from all of your TVs. So thank you for that. I'll read the answers in tomorrow's show. Vote in the show notes. Here's the trivia question. What is 1/60th of a second called? Believe it or not, it's called a jiffy. In the U.S., our 60 hertz power system makes a jiffy equal to 1/60th of a second, the time it takes for one cycle of alternating current. Oh my goodness. Is that what be back in a jiffy means? Like you'll be back in... Oh, listen, I learn something new every single day that I do the Flyover podcast and I give you the news. I learn a little bit about politics, about finance, and mostly about our trivia questions. So I hope you all have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow on a Friday with more headlines, of course, another fun trivia question, and so much more. Until then, thanks for flying with us. We'll be back in a jiffy.